Welcome to another actual play with Just More Fix. This is James. With me in this actual play is Taffy, Holly, Carrie, and Lacey.
Hey.
You can find us online at justonmorefix.com or on Twitter at justonmorefix. If you like us, you can support us at Patreon, and you can give us a rating and review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you find us at. In this episode, we're going to keep playing Night Witches. And now, it's time to get our gaming fix. You're about to listen to our Night Witches series. There are some mature themes in these episodes, so you've been warned. So without any further ado, here is Night Witches. And then we will head into another day cycle. So before I get any further, a Sonia KIA pile. Very good.
There's not a pile. There's one person in that area.
We're starting the pile.
There's not gonna be a pile.
Okay, so...
We're invincible.
Well, I mean, this isn't the 1940s, so there's a good chance wounded in action turns into infected and dead.
Yeah. True story.
Wah, wah, wah. Sad day.
Should have went home.
Burns are notorious for...
Alright, so I'm going to look at recovering from harm real quick for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
I
gonna
have
come
3.
to you.
He's gonna visit me.
Yeah, he's gonna be like...
lady.
I was kind of hoping you'd fall in love with Yellowtail. Like, we would capture him, and then you'd fall in love with him.
Oh, that would be so terrible.
Well, it's anytime you have a forbidden love and then you betray them, you advance. It's a permanent move. It's always there.
Ooh.
So you could just be like
Maybe I'm permanently
the
like
star-crossed lover that just
can't help it. Maybe that'll happen.
change. I'm gonna make
One
him
day.
a better man.
He's gonna become Russian.
I'm going to convert him to
He'll give up fascism.
Will you convert to Russian?
Communist fascism.
So under 3 harm, it was that you could be knocked out, as the story dictated. I think that made sense with you jumping out of the aircraft and
You mean
landing
being
hard.
thrown? I
Yeah.
didn't jump.
I'm sorry. Yeah, being thrown. My bad. Okay. So we'll move into the day cycle. You have 2 planes that are both damaged that you guys know will need to be repaired before they can get off the ground. So that needs to be taken care of, or at least one of them needs to be repaired because you could fly your reserve if you wanted to. And then whatever personal business you guys have that you want to attend to or whatever. So you guys rack out for a couple hours, and then what do you do?
I'm heading to the hangar.
Okay.
I'm going to check in with the planes and the repairs. I have +3 on skill, and so if I choose to help with the repair, I can add that skill to my roll.
Right.
And maybe
Okay,
help
so
her
you
for
will
the
see
thing.
Nina is there, and she is a little bit overwhelmed because you guys went and attacked this pretty well fortified German position, and lots of planes took damage. She is responsible for your guys' section of planes, but you help out where you need to or whatever. And there is a lot of work that needs to be done. So she is there in the hangar, up to her elbows in grease, having that moment of being overwhelmed by the volume of work that is there in the hangar.
Fix all these by tonight.
Yeah, she is kind of has that bleary-eyed look. I mean, that you guys are all very used to, but she's there managing the best that she can. So, yeah, you know that she could definitely use the help. Which plane would you like to help her with?
I'll go ahead and offer to help her with mine, since
Right on.
it would make me feel better anyway to know that the repairs were done.
Right. Very good. Okay, so go ahead and roll plus skill.
So 8 + 3.
So that's a 10 plus. On a hit, you patch it together and it is no longer damaged.
That's Suka, actually, the one I was in when I took the damage. Sorry, not mine technically,
Yeah.
but the one I was in.
Right.
Suka.
So go ahead and repair. Oh, you guys had the engine problem, right? Yeah, you're there, and the parts are there, and you're able to. Happens to be a lucky moment where there in the corner is a new cylinder jug and
Extra lube.
piston and extra oil and lube, and just a happy moment that the fates have smiled on you, and the pieces for that repair are there, and you are able to spend the early afternoon hours working there with Nina, and you get that plane repaired.
Awesome.
So I'm going to try and go to the infirmary and kind of try and uplift the spirits of Galia and Katya. And one of my moves is that I have a murky past. So, I mean, probably everybody in our little circle knows it now, but I was an orphan and I lived with my sister for a while in a Russian flop house, and I did pornographic sketches. So I'm a very good artist. So I'm going to do sketches of Galia and Katya.
Oh, you did the sketches, not you posted
yes.
them.
Well, maybe both.
Okay.
But right now I'm sketching. And so I'm going to sketch pictures of them in better health with pretty scenes and stuff to try and cheer them up.
Okay, very good. So that seems like you're going to be reaching out. So go ahead and roll
That's a
plus regard.
This is why you're the leader.
I got a 7.
All right, so on a 7 through 9, choose one.
So I'm going to choose to remove harm.
So go ahead and remove a harm from you there,
Hooray!
Galia. She sits in the hospital with you guys. I mean, you're more shaken up and rattled than, from last night. So, but there's a tender moment as she
Talks about stuff and sketches us.
and
And
draws you guys. And,
tries to help us feel.
man, it's terrible that you didn't roll a 6 on that, because that would have been a great moment of drawing a sketch of Katya.
Oh, my.
And,
It's so lifelike.
It would have been like,
So here's your face.
Nice face.
It's all
is this a
burned up.
Picasso or is
It's
this
good
me?
to see your face.
Dang. Okay, well, fair enough.
I have a couple actions, but my personal action that I would like to take is I want to go to the fighter pilot's quarters, and I want to ask them how to shoot down a plane from inside of a plane.
From inside of our jank planes.
I am going to take down Yellowtail, and I want to know if they can do it with a pistol on them, or if it has to be a machine gun at the end of a plane. And I want to know these things.
She's going.
I don't think they're going to send another squad out to kill him.
grenades?
All right, so
Like, what do I need to do? I
you
need
guys
to.
go slow enough, right?
Let's toss it
I don't know if this is reaching out, acting up. I
Okay,
don't
so-
know, but this is what I want to do.
I think we should start out
Guess I can
when you
eyeball.
go over there, and it's going to be eyeballing them to try and get something out of them. So you head over to the men's barracks, right?
Yeah, I wanted the fighter.
Yeah, the fighter.
pilots,
Yeah.
Specifically, like
Okay.
8.
Okay. So you head over there, and you know that there are. If I'm thinking about how you're going to go about asking this, or who you're going to go ask this to, you're probably going to go ask their best people, right? Like their best
That's what
pilots.
I want. But I'm not going, I want their best pilot, but I'm not necessarily looking for, the Sveta version of their best pilot.
No,
the one that's
no.
I'm going to be the Russian. I'm not talking to you.
No. So they're all fighter pilots, which means they are all large and in charge. The top of their top.
Each one of them is the very best pilot. Just
Yeah.
ask them and they will tell
Yeah,
you.
they're like the top half dozen of pilots, right? So you walk over there. Actually, I think they're in the commissary, right?
Yeah.
So at that time,
I would go I wouldn't walk into the barracks because that's inappropriate. But I would walk to wherever they are.
Right. Well, I'm just having this
commissary's
vision
good.
where the 6 of them are there. So I think they're either going to be in the commissary or they're going to be in the hangar. So where would you?
Commissary.
The
Because
commissary?
it's less formal.
Right. Okay.
Because when I go to the hangar, I have to repair one of the planes.
Okay.
And that's my next stop. But I need to do this for myself
Okay.
and for Sonya.
So you go there, and they are sitting at a table, and there's 6 of them, and you guys, everybody knows them. They are they're the best fighter pilots that there are that are here. So like everybody knows them, and they all know that they are the best, right? Like like Lacey said. So they are sitting at this table, all smoking and joking and having a good time and eating. Well, they fly during the day, so you know that they are at that moment where they're kind of like pumping themselves up to get ready to go out and fly and go be fighter pilots.
So I just eyeballed them, and there's a list of questions here, but I
Right.
want to kind of finagle one. So one of them is, how can I help her? I want to know who can help me.
Well, you know.
Which one of these would be the most likely to help a woman?
Oh.
Like, which man? I'm not going up to them as a group. That is not the way you get help. That is not the way you learn. I want to single one of them out.
Okay. You want to cut the weak one from the herd.
Not necessarily even the weak.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying it's an analogy. But no, it's a very valid question. So we will say, I think that there is one there, and his name is going to be Ruslan. And he's actually a little bit older. He is...
He's like 30.
Whoa, super old.
No. He's a captain, which is a pretty serious rank. He's Captain Ruslan, and he's a little bit older, so you know that he has a soft spot because he has a younger sister. and he's not a pushover, but he has a soft spot. He's always been like, he doesn't go out of his way to be nice to you, but when those moments happen, he's not, he doesn't catcall you guys. He's just...
So they're about to go on their mission, and do they get back when it's still day, or they get back as it becomes night?
They get back kind of like in the evening. The sun is not down yet, but it's going.
Okay, so here's how I'm going to handle this. Like, they're pumping up. I don't want to interrupt him with my problems. So I'm just going to come up there and be like, you guys, like, I'm just going to try and help pump them up. But I'm going to pop in there and be like, can't wait to give you guys a high five when you guys are done. And I'm going to make eye contact with Ruslan with that. So just to kind of like let him know that I want to talk to him when they're done.
Okay.
Like when you guys get back,
so
I want to know how it was.
I don't think that requires a roll. I think that you can kind of deliver the message to him that, hey, I need to talk to you.
But I don't want to like take away from their pump up moment. Because I'm going to like, yeah.
But like, I mean, you get it. You guys do kind of have that same moment too. It may not be the exact same because you're not macho dudes that are trying to be like, look at how macho I am. I'm a fighter pilot. But
I don't want anybody like
ritual.
taking me out of my group when I am before a mission. Like, no.
Right. Okay. The message is conveyed, and you feel like he knows that you want to talk to him. So right on.
That's my personal.
I'm kind of seeing him as like a guy that got lots of sisters. Maybe his dad was killed in the war and was raised mostly by his mom and his grandma or whatever. So he just has that more tender side to him, I guess. Where he doesn't treat you like most of the...
Me?
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Also, he's a little bit older, so he just has a maybe, a little bit different perspective of things or whatever. Gallia, is there anything that you would like, any regimental or personal business that you would like to do?
I mean, I'm just going to try and kind of chill out and get some of that harm off me.
Right on. So you can rest and relax as for your personal business and remove a harm from that. I realize that the harm mechanics are kind of abstracted, but I don't have a problem with. You don't just like your bones aren't fixed and but like so it's all good.
Did it have any breaks or anything like that?
No, nothing like that.
Mostly like a graze and minor burns.
Yeah, I think like you've got bandages on you and that kind of stuff, but nothing where like you don't have like shattered bones or anything. I think if because of the way the story went, where you got shot up and that was harm, and then being thrown out of the plane and that was harm. Like, if you took 3 all at once, then that would be different, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
I have 3 things on my list, and they're all leaning to... Well, one of them is definitely Squadron, and 2 of them are personal, in my opinion, but could be finagled.
So what else do you...
I want to repair the other plane, but I also want to require about who the replacement's going to be for Sonya.
Oh, good question.
So I want that person
Let me also put something else out there to you. If you find out what it would take to be able to do something to this yellowtail guy... Having that knowledge wouldn't give you the equipment to do it either. Do you know what I'm saying? So that would be probably like tomorrow. Okay, I'm just so you know.
Like if a pistol will do it, like I just need to know how to do it before I go about trying to do it, because I know that I need to do this because I know that the Red Army has no business taking care of one person to try and get rid of our annoying butts.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
We need to take care of our own stuff, and we will.
So I have respect for Gallia. We're somewhat friendly after. The thing that happened in our training, and so we're somewhat friends. So I'm going to go to the infirmary and speak to Gallia, because after watching her be in the plane with Sonya and Sonya dying, it made me realize I don't know anything really about her. Like if she if she has someone that she'd like me to contact, because I only have my grandfather, and if I were to die, I want someone to know. I'm going to write a letter, and I want someone to make sure he gets it. Okay. And I'd like to ask her if she would do that for me. And I also want to know if she would like me to do the same for her. Very good. I would like to go talk to her in the infirmary and find that out.
The bad luck talk. I have this letter.
Right? You know what's going to happen. I watched someone die, and I'm coming to terms with the fact that this shit's real.
Right on. Very good.
I might die. And Grandpa has no idea. He thinks I'm hanging out with wrenches. So
little does he know that your eyesight was too good.
Straight up flying into danger every day.
Very good. So you arrived there. So you slept in the infirmary last night. You didn't go back to your barracks.
Yeah.
So I think this is that time, like you said, you took a little extra time to relax. So as you're waking up and sort of rubbing the sleep out of your eyes, I think it's one of those moments, if this makes sense to you guys, where when you wake up, you're already there, sort of sitting at the bedside as Gallia wakes up, and you open your eyes, and there is Dasha sitting at the bedside, and she has this kind of strange look on her face.
Something else happened? I'm gonna like sit up with like concern.
What's going on?
Yeah, you're like, oh shit! Yeah. Oh no, Katya's still there. She's still.
Yeah, like immediately I'll look over at Katya like, oh god, something bad happened in the middle of the night.
When you wake up, I'm gonna look really relieved, like, oh my gosh, you're finally waking up.
And then I'm gonna be like, oh god, was I worse than I thought? And I'm gonna check myself like.
Nope, everything is where it's supposed to be. You're like, oh, that still hurts a little bit, but not more than it did yesterday.
Oh no, what is it?
You're fine.
Why does it have to be your face?
You're fine. You're fine.
You know why.
Your prognosis is good.
No, but what's going on then? Is everyone else okay?
No, I'm sorry to bring this to you when you're in the infirmary, but it's really weighing heavily on me. And we were on our mission last night, and Sonia didn't come back, and it just made me think: what if sometime it's us? What if it's me? What if it's you? And one of us doesn't come back? I only have my grandfather. I want to write a letter, and I want someone to make sure that he gets it. If I do that, would you be that person? Would you make sure, if I tell you who he is, that he gets a letter that I write explaining I haven't really told him exactly what's going on, so I don't want to be completely honest with him, but if I don't come back and I can't ask him later for his forgiveness, would you please send him this letter?
Yeah, of course I will.
And I would like you to know that if you want the same done for you, I will do that.
Yeah.
I respect you, and I know that you will do that for me, and I trust you.
Do you have any regard
She does.
for Gallia?
Yeah.
How much?
Just one.
Just one? So that's an 8? So choose one off of the... That's totally reaching out. I mean,
Okay.
like, if there ever was a reaching out moment, that is definitely one. So
Sure.
Me too.
May I remove one harm from her?
Yay!
I don't have any right now, so I will.
Thank you. I feel loads better.
It's been a restful evening.
What a restful day.
And Night Witches was straight up on the Hallmark Channel for a minute.
it's okay.
Yeah, I will. I will definitely do that for you. My sister is the one who I hold dear, and she's the one that I keep in contact with. So I'll write a letter and leave it with you as well. If you would do that for me,
Absolutely.
if one of us
When you're out of here
doesn't.
and you're feeling up to it, we'll exchange this.
I think I'm feeling pretty good. So go check in with everybody. Did you guys open the box?
Nope, not yet. We're gonna wait for you. It's your box. That's your hard-earned. That's your hard-earned reward. There, we are not going to share it without you. Now it'll just be a celebration of you being well and back on the team.
Does anybody else have anything that they would like to...
What do we get to do?
Yeah, so in the way it's kind of framed out, there's squadron business and personal business. There's kind of like two larger actions that you can have.
Some squadron business.
Yeah, go for it. What do you got?
As the section leader, whatever it is, squadron leader, section leader.
Section leader.
I would like to put in a word as to who I think should be put on our team. I'm sure we keep an eye on other people in the area,
Right.
and I'm going to say, whatever, these are my 2 or 3 favorites.
Let me ask you who you want to go to do this. There's a couple different options, okay? There is the logistics and training officer, Senior Lieutenant Petrova, which you guys have had a fair amount of dealing with and has a positive outlook on you guys from your training back at the airdrome. You know that the Politruck has a lot of political pull and can say, I think this person should go here. So either the deputy or the regimental Politruck. Sveta, or...
I don't really want to jump rank because I feel like our squadron people might find that insulting.
Okay.
So I would like to go to Sasha. I know that she plays favorites, but she also respects people that are strong-willed and willing to stand up for themselves.
No, so Sasha is fair. Natasha, the squadron lead navigator, is the one who plays favorites.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to go to her.
To her. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is there a particular moment you want to approach her? Like, how do you see this sort of playing out?
I mean, I know she's busy or whatever, but I'm just going to be direct about it.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna...
No, I'm not saying like how are you, like what are you going to say to her? Like, but like when are you going to try and catch her? I guess there's a moment.
Okay. Well, everybody's usually in a better mood when their stomach is full, so
Okay.
I'm going to try and find her after chow.
Okay, very good. Right on. I was actually just thinking that. Actually, it was kind of funny. Yep. All right, so yeah, she's finished eating, and it's that they will be heading back to they have their own regimental business that she has to do as a squadron leader. And you know that she's headed that's where she goes after they finish eating, basically. And you see her walking to the regimental tent, the sort of logistics tent where they do all this pre-planning stuff or whatever.
Okay. I'll try to kind of catch up and match stride with her and ask her, can I have just a moment of your time, please?
She says, yeah, I've got a few free minutes. As she's like, you're at the opening of the tent flaps or whatever. She kind of pokes her head in and looks and says, see, looks like we're still waiting on a few people. Go ahead and come on inside. She walks inside and she sits down. There's a table she has that looks like it's her. You know, you see rosters and plane lists and supply request, all this kind of stuff, like at a desk. And she sits down and she kicks a chair out for you.
Okay.
She's like, I've got about 10 minutes, so whatever it is that you need.
You were at our debriefing, and so we are a short one on our team. I would like to put in a request for a couple of names that I think would work well with the women we have currently.
Okay. This seems like acting like a natural-born Soviet airwoman because you're asking for the betterment of your squadron. Like, because I'm assuming you don't want the turd, right?
Right.
Okay.
Please, God, no.
Correct.
We want to live.
Okay. So I think this is acting like a natural-born Soviet airwoman. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So go ahead and roll plus medals in, yeah.
9.
9, okay. So choose one.
I'm going to choose to add one to the mission pool because I'm sort of still giving her a choice between, 3 different people. I'm not saying this is specifically the one I want, and I'm going to convince her not to give us a turd of a person. So it'll enhance our overall chances in the next mission.
Into the meeting with replacement options.
Right.
Advancing her.
Okay, so there's one to the mission pool there, which I was going to say, like, hey, it's looking a little thin. So she says that, look, I know there have been lots of people who haven't came back. And every section leader walks in here and sits down and has this conversation with, because everybody's worried about going out there with some green fly girl who doesn't know how to handle herself out there. I guess I'll tell you what I tell all of them is that I will do the best that I can. But also have confidence in that you went through the training program with Petrova and you guys have all made it and you're still here flying. So I'll do the best that I can. But
thank you.
She spins around, she starts going over charts and whatever and putting things together in a folder to go to their squadron leader meeting or whatever.
Dismiss myself in the appropriate fashion.
Right. All right. Oh.
I'm going to go repair Tibrit.
Okay, very good. So you head to the garage.
Yep.
And you see Nina's made better progress. You see that Suka is...
That's the one I wanted to
together. So actually, what I'm envisioning is you went there to repair Suka.
I did. I had Suka written on my thing, and I erased it.
You see that it is already fixed, and you're like, oh, well. And then Nina is like, hey, are you here to give me a hand? I'm so buried in work right now.
Yeah.
All right, she points at the one that's Tibrit is still all shot up.
At least it's been hosed off. All right. No.
It still smells like vomit and blood.
Damn it, I'm
Go ahead,
no
roll
good
plus
at this.
skill.
5.
Oh.
I rolled a 1 and a 3. And I have a +1.
All right. So on a miss, you're sending it into combat still damaged. Maybe it's obvious. Maybe it isn't. So I think that it was shot up, so there's patchwork that gets done. And you patch it up.
Cover up those holes.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah, so you patch it up and do the best you can, and it looks all good. I mean, like it's not that fast.
Nina, that look good.
You actually help her do it. That's how it works. So
Oh, good.
yeah, it looks all good. And she gives it her seal of approval and says that things are good to go. I mean, it takes a while. It's not like
Yeah, that plane got bullet holes galore.
yeah.
And I'm just
It looked
somewhere
like Swiss
super
cheese.
happy that the plane that you love, I fixed it real nice for you.
It's still
Like, she's gonna be so happy, but not
Cashew
really.
Swiss cheese.
I wanted to do it myself. Damn it!
All right, so
You're better at it than I am. I'm totally okay. I was just
I
like,
just felt bad that I got your plane shot up, so I wanted to fix it because I know you love it. I
do. I adore that plane. It's like a cat.
Aw.
Except in a scenario where you actually like cats.
So I'm leaving the damaged mark on Tibrit then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Just
For all
making sure.
intents and purposes, it appears to be repaired, but it is damaged. I suppose we will head into our night phase then?
Does Ruslan land?
Oh,
I don't need a third action. I just
So-
he can say it's a conversation for tomorrow. If
No. Okay, so we'll say this. He can land, it's only a conversation. He can land, but you can't pursue it any further
That's
than
fine.
the information. So I think it seems like it's an eyeball. Does that make sense? Or,
well, I'll just talk to him in the morning. I just want to make sure he landed before we went on our mission, so I can talk
Okay,
to him in the morning.
very good.
Actually,
Okay, so
Yeah.
Lacey, if you want to take a look at the missions real quick and choose which one you want to take, just keep in mind your mission pool is lower this time.
Much lower.
It's half as much, I guess. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with, how about, I like this one. This is going to be Oksana.
Sorry. It was from.
So Oksana is,
a show.
well, I think she's pretty baby-faced, young-looking in that picture, so I think she is fresh out of training.
Okay.
However, so we'll get there. So she will come in. Actually, you're assigning you're making your assignments, and you haven't had word yet of your replacement for Sonia. At which point, in will walk Senior Lieutenant Sasha and Lieutenant Natasha, your squadron commander and squadron lead navigator. So they both walk into your debriefing, and they walk in and they walk over to you, to Yulia, and she has in her hand a new set of bars for your shoulder lapels, and she says, congratulations on your service to Mother Russia. She shakes your hand and salutes you, and says that you are to be promoted to the rank of lieutenant. And they pin the stripes on you and change your shoulder boards and whatnot.
Nice and straight.
And then they will walk over to Dasha, and they will salute you and shake your hand and promote you to junior lieutenant. And they do the similar thing, and they put on your shoulder boards. They thank you for your service to Mother Russia. And did you get promoted?
She got a medal.
I know. But no promotion, right? No promotion? Okay. And then they will walk over. Actually, they walk back to you, to Yulia, and she says, normally this is done by the section leader, and she holds out a medal to you. She says, this is the Medal of Battle Merit. This is being awarded to Sergeant Grimova for the last bombing raid on the German infantry and supply lines. And she gives it to you to award and pin to her.
well deserved.
Behind them, you see someone standing there meekly is a young, fresh-faced sergeant. And she says, this is Sergeant Oksana,
Give you a pat on the back.
and she will be
Everybody.
joining your section. She comes with high praise from Lieutenant Petrova.
Oksana, you can join Vera
That's me.
in
Nice to meet
Gordost.
And so she will
crap.
walk over and she introduces herself to all of you guys. And she seems very eager, very young, and
Probably not younger than me.
yeah, more than a little nervous.
Shake her
Baby
hand.
plane.
Galia.
Is our most decorated officer. I can't think of anybody better to rein in the new blood.
Have you ever ridden with someone with an honor? One time, I rode with Mariana Raskova. You know, she has the Hero of Soviet Union medal.
She just stares at you like, and then she looks at you, and looks at Yulia, and then she looks back at Vera, and
It's pretty cool.
says, "I will be happy to be navigating our plane."
Excellent. That's my least favorite job. I like being in the front. I like all jobs, but right up there.
She just stares at you like, she's I don't know. She has this unnerving, like, just like,
I'm trying to comfort her.
yeah, like, where, you know, like when someone looks at you and, like, they don't talk back and you feel like you're supposed to be talking. Like,
Well-
someone has to fill the silence, and that's really what feels like is happening. And she's like, yeah, okay.
I'm
really
gonna give her an
excited to fly
elbow and
with
say,
you.
"You'll get used to her."
Okay.
She's just real exuberant. It's okay.
Paterno was my training officer as well. Petrova. Yeah, your training officer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this show on the road.
That is the best section leader you could ask for.
So, today we're going to be harassing the German and Hungarian infantry that are currently massing at a crossing along the Mius River. I expect little resistance, unless you foolhardy enough to fly so low that you see the unit patches on their shoulders.
Oh no.
What planes are we in?
I don't think so.
Vera's thinking challenge accepted over there.
Taking the lead today, tail number 001 will be piloted by myself with Gallia as a navigator in plane Tibrit. Tail number 101, piloted by Vera. Navigator will be Oksana. You guys will be in Gordost. Tail number 121, piloted by Dasha. Navigator Olia. And that is, as we know, Suka. Let's load up, ladies.
Hey, very good. So who is the lead plane?
We are.
Tibrit.
I'm gonna look more than a little uncomfortable to get into the back seat.
May not have thought that through very well.
You died. So
Just a little immersion therapy for you there.
Damn.
I'm gonna
Just get right back in that saddle.
do a slight pause and a uncomfortable look at
This
you.
is like where you throw a kid in the water that can't swim yet. You got this. I believe in you. Shove.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, way to be a whole cold, heartless bitch. Good job, CO. Back in the saddle.
That's right.
I don't know if it was
Well
a
played.
stab or a get back on the bike, but I'm looking a little uncomfortable.
All right.
I got the new girl. I think we get along.
Oh, my God. All right.
I wish I was in Suka, but
So you are
yeah,
piloting and you are navigating, correct?
Yes.
Very good. And then Vidomaya. And it is Oksana here and
Here, get rid of me.
Olia's with Dasha.
Olia.
Yeah,
So it's
I have
Dasha.
Olia.
Okay. I need a
on.
wayfinding roll from the lead plane there. So go ahead and roll plus
Plus negative, because
plus skill.
is negative.
Oh god, no.
This is so bad.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, you got Nate. Right on.
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
You shook those dice for like 5 minutes.
All right, so on a
gotta
7
infuse
through
them with
9,
awesomeness.
you find your place, but choose one consequence.
I'm gonna go ahead and say stress banged around
Okay.
because I don't want my plane to take more damage. Oh wait, oh no, I get it not. Oh, I guess it does. It's the same thing because I get regard for the plane.
Right.
Dang.
All right, so split 2 harm however you want.
You want to take one each? Mm-hmm. Does that
Okay,
work?
very good. All right, you are able to navigate your way there, but I think that the stress doesn't necessarily come from being banged around. It's more like they talk about this place being kind of undefended. So it's a very quiet flight all the way in. And that in and of itself is almost a little unnerving because of how much trouble you guys have had here recently. So it's quiet. You guys fly all by yourself in the clear night sky. And yeah, the target is in sight as you guys arrive.
Maybe it's a little bit of mental stress too. I mean,
That's more what it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just like, oh, because the stress isn't necessarily physical, or it's both. It's everything.
Okay,
So it's
cool.
it's more unnerving that it's so quiet. So go ahead and make an attack run there, Yulia. Roll plus guts. 7. So you hit and choose 2 consequences. Now, both of you guys can take either one of these consequences. Both the Vidomaya. However you guys want to do it.
Oh,
Say again.
So you have to choose 2 consequences off that list, off the attack run list. You hit it, unless you choose the one that you don't hit it very well. And if your Vidomaya want, they can choose to take the consequences for you.
I'm going to choose that we fly through a storm of flak, and a plane in this section is damaged. GM's choice.
Okay, so I get to choose which plane is damaged, and you fly through a storm of flak. Do either one of you want to choose to take take the enemy fire?
I feel like Suka is in like pristine condition and could really withstand a little damage. I feel like Tiburet should not.
Right.
We need to like put that thing in bubble wrap right now.
Oh,
It's
my
a little
poor baby.
Tiburet's a little fragile. So yeah.
Right on. So who's in Suka? Is that you?
Me.
You? Okay, right on. So go ahead and roll plus luck if you're going to take the enemy fire.
Okay. Well, I've got 0 luck, so that's gonna work out well. Let's see what we got. 7.
7. So she holds together, and you choose 2 consequences.
Okay.
So choose 2 off that enemy fire list.
My plane's damaged. Double trigger wheels down. Can I do like split the 5 harm between myself and that? Do I get to choose?
Yeah, you get to split it up however you want.
So if I take 2 harm so that I'm not like completely unconscious, can
Right.
I give her 3 and make her unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to do that because the other ones are just terrible and I don't like them. So,
Right on. Well,
okay.
so this is enemy anti-aircraft fire from the ground this time. So apparently your intelligence was wrong.
You could have gave your aircraft to person.
It already has one. Oh, Suka's already got one, yeah.
She's full of personality.
She so does. Okay. So,
And
I don't like it. Smile. Wipe it off your face.
get that face off your face.
face off. There's a river that leads most of the way here to where your bombing site is, so you're able to follow it and you navigate things in. And Gallia lines up a nice approach. Drop your payload without much of a problem. Bombs go off, explosions, and this was just an infantry outpost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you drop loads and loads of small bombs on them and harass them in the way that you guys have been trained to do well, and it seems to go well. Unfortunately, though, there is a small anti-aircraft battery that is there that must have just arrived because you didn't expect it to be there. And you see the tracer rounds as they go shooting into the night sky, and it lights the sky up as you see the line of tracers coming towards your plane with a spotlight on it. So at this point, Dasha and Olya is in your plane. So how is it that you guys? How do you kind of see this playing out as you guys are, dropping bombs and then soaring through here and drawing fire from the German anti-aircraft?
The cover of darkness is our friend. However, I have managed to put myself directly in the aim of a spotlight and they see me. And I try to duck out.
It just doesn't work out.
It does not work out. We're slow and we're low. And
right.
You can see the rings.
when I heard see if you can look at the shoulder bars, I was like, sure, let's try it.
Right
I mean, unfortunately, it did not work out in our favor. So we have taken enemy fire.
So you think that actually, as you come swooping in there, and it looks like things are going to go well, and you're about to drop your payload, right, and blow this place up. That's about the time that you realize that there's this anti-aircraft gun, and it starts to just breathe hell at you. At that point, Dasha and Olya swoop in and draw the fire away, and they float into the spotlight and give you this brief moment of time, and you are able to drop your bombs and ordnance and stuff. Explosions go off, and it's another terrible, gruesome sight again, especially for Gallia here, as you're sitting in the seat that was literally riddled with bullet fire last time. And you see another plane get shot up, but the plane gets shot up pretty good, but it never wavers, it never falters. It takes it on the chin, so to speak, and keeps on trucking.
Oh, that's terrible. It's not my fault. Clearly it was somebody else's fault.
And you guys make your pass, drop your bombs, take the fire, and you turn to head back home. And you guys are flying, at which point
I will turn to look to Oksana and tell her, see, there's nothing to it.
So she says, see, there's nothing to it. At which point you're piloting.
Mm-hmm.
You're flying, and all of a sudden the rudder pedals start to act a little funny in the plane.
Oh, no.
and the stick starts to shake and vibrate, and it's doing one of those, you feel your face shaking. And I don't know if you guys remember in the picture of the plane I showed you, the
bar outside.
Yeah, the bars that go to the rudders and the ailerons and everything are outside the fuselage. And when you feel it shaking and you go to correct a little bit, and you hear this pinging metal sound, and you hear something going bump, bump on the outside of the plane. I imagine there's this moment of terror, and you look over, and you see that there is, I don't know, about a 6-foot section of a metal rod that is just hanging down, trailing in the wind behind your plane as you realize that you are beginning to lose control of the plane.
Which way do I need the flaps to go? Down for drag, right?
Yeah, so if they go like this, it slows the plane down and will make the plane go down.
Do I think I can shoot the rudder on that side with my pistol and knock it down?
That's a bad idea.
Don't shoot your own
to die.
plane.
That's all.
All right, so I'm just going to say that sounds like tempting fate to me.
Yeah.
If there ever was such a thing.
Oh, God.
Right?
Probably.
And so this is all happening in Tibrit, which is the plane that you thought was repaired by the person who you think might want your job.
I didn't even take an advancement.
So go ahead and tempt fate for me as you're trying to find a way to make
And
this
Nina
work.
did it. Oh, wait.
Is that bad?
7.
Oh. Yes. On a 7, you do it, but not without cost.
But does
Okay.
it count that I'm in there,
The
too?
GM can offer you a worse outcome.
Do you have your guard?
I do.
But I don't.
Does that help?
Yeah, but
Pilot.
it's Lacey is the pilot, so. All right, so I can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So
Raise one of these?
Jump out of the
I'm ready to play guts.
No!
I don't
Way high.
think
I don't want
that,
to do that.
with this kind of damage, that it's feasible to limp it all the way home. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So what I'm thinking is that since you succeeded at your tempt fate move there, and have, I don't know how, but by some weird moment of, I don't know, fate and timing and gunfire and wind direction, I don't know what happens, but you manage to get things lined up reasonably so that if you want to, you can bring the plane down and it will just be a straight up wheels down roll and you can land the plane.
What's the other choice? Crash and die?
You could try and continue to fly home, but there would be the possibility for more danger and consequences by getting closer to home and more tempting fate and that kind of stuff, I think.
So I can find one of those patches of woods or whatever?
Yeah, the fire break. I think that, that makes sense.
Because if we did that, then I might be able to repair the plane.
We're going to try and...
All right, so you... Yeah, like I said, this weird moment and things just happen to work out, whether it's wind and direction and the fire break being right there.
Terrified disbelief, I watch her shoot the plane as
Yeah, so-
I think I'm dying in the same spot.
So
That we just had
you guys are
somebody else
going
die
along,
in.
and all of a sudden her plane starts to lose speed and slowly lose altitude, and all you do is see her leaning out the back with a looking the wrong way like this. Bang! 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 And you see the flash of gunfire in the darkness, woof. And for the first time, you will hear Oksana just say, plain as day, they didn't teach that at the training camp.
I'm going to learn that one today, too.
So go ahead and make your wheels down roll.
7.
You prang the plane and choose
sorry,
2
8.
eight?
Not that
Either way.
difference.
So choose 2 consequences. And it is already damaged, so you can't choose it to be damaged again.
It could be a fiery rack.
Yes, you could choose it to be a fire.
I'm going to say it's unflyable.
Oh
And
no! My plane.
our lack of skill, courage, or care with the people's machinery is noted.
Okay.
It was a simple mission, and we lost a plane.
All right.
What is, we can't put extra people on our plane. Do we go home?
No.
You go home.
And just say, hey,
They went down.
We try to. I mean, we know.
I'm gonna
maps.
I'm gonna tell Oksana, mark that position on the map right now.
We know the maps. Yeah,
And
that's
then-
all we can do.
So yeah,
going.
you mark it, look at landmarks, try and figure out where it would be.
We know it's a fire break. That's a
Right.
fire break. Did they tell you it was a fire break?
It's
think
gonna be
so.
a fire
Okay.
wreck, so there's gonna be fire to find her by. Hopefully, well,
Oh, no fire! I don't want to.
so much fire, all the fire.
All right, so on the way back,
Bad.
now we'll come back to you guys here in a second. So you two and your planes will fly back, and Suka is also damaged. That's going to be a wheels down roll. So,
Oh boy, here we
so go
go.
ahead and roll plus skill.
Oh,
What is that? 4.
Ooh.
I have 3 skill though, so 7.
Oh,
wow!
Sweet.
wow, that was
Praise the Lord.
pretty incredible there. All right, so it's a 7. So you have to choose 2 as well off of the wheels down list.
I'm going to choose that my landing puts me in immediate danger, and I'm going to put that my lack of skill, courage, or care with the people's machinery is noted. It's better than the rest of it. I'm just gonna have to say that I'm a crappy Russian.
I'm not good at being
Thank you.
Russian. Enough. All right.
Sorry, Grandpappy, I let you down.
So, with that, you're going to be noted by your lack of skill. The NKVD is usually the ones that note your lack of skill because they're the ones kind of in charge of making sure that, like ultimately things go right. So, I think that I'm seeing something where since you're in immediate danger and they note your lack of skill, there's some like mishap happening where you land the plane kind of fast and hard, and either the deputy Politotruck or the senior Politotruck is like right there as you like go like ripping past them or something. Do you know what I mean?
Don't these people have other things to do? Watch me land my plane.
Like, what are you doing right
Why are
now?
they always there?
You're like,
No.
God.
I would say, yeah, I'm being extremely careless with their equipment for sure. And it's not going to be skillful or pretty when I land.
So does that seem like it fits, or should we come up
For
with some-
sure, because when I come in, it's just going to be ugly. There's not going to be any finesse to it at all. It's going to be, we're hurt and the plane's broken and I want out. So when I come in, I'm going to be pushing the plane as hard as I can push it. I may even like go past the good part of the runway into the yucky part of the runway. And
Right, okay. Right on. So yeah, maybe that's what causes it, is that don't stop the plane in time. So you're traveling into an area where normally the planes wouldn't be going. You manage to stop the plane and it sinks down in this nasty, muddy, like soupy area.
because I'm like, it's not the good part of the runway, but it's still the runway. I
Right.
found it and here I am.
And so I don't think necessarily that you put, let's say that it is Captain Barsukova. She's the older one, the actual regimental Politotruck. And I don't think initially you put her in danger. Like you didn't like come close to hitting her, but it happened like right in front of her as she's standing there having a conversation with someone.
Just splash muddy water on her like a car that goes driving down.
Yes,
blowing
that's
standing on
exactly what it is. So you go blowing past, and then like there's like this tidal wave of that nasty, soupy mud. And in fact, as she's talking, her mouth is open as she's pointing at something like it's over there. And like just like covers her in mud, and she like spits out like you're like, oh no, and you look back as she's literally spitting mud like in this nasty water out of
Goat
her.
mud. It's goat mud.
Mud.
Oh no.
And while her
I'm done.
face is covered in this soupy, nasty, brownish mud, you can see the red that fills her face as she is so furious right now.
And
Meanwhile, you guys set your plane down, and it is a train wreck, but you make it through physically unscathed.
No, I'm trying to stop the fire.
And what was the other thing you chose?
We were careless with the...
Oh, yeah, and they took note. Okay, so that will happen when you don't come home. Okay, so you guys get out of the plane. I imagine. And it is there, and it's done. And you are standing out here in the thick forest of Eastern Europe, with forest on one side and forest on the other. And slowly but surely the sounds of the insects and forest come back after the immediate thing of you that crash kind of subsides. And there you stand, alone.
Alone? We have each other.
I will, once I realize I can't put the fire out, I will, like, drop to my knees, like, no, why? Why?
All right.
Oh.
What?
I
She
take
takes
harm.
a harm.
Yep.
Why?
Because the
I
plane
have
is someone
regard.
she regards.
For my plane.
Oh, nice. Very good. Okay, so
Now do I erase that since my...
no, you still leave it there, because even if a person dies, if there's a thing where you could do something that still involves them because you still have that regard, you still love the plane, it's still there. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, there's other moves that allow you to change regard for things, so you could just So
Okay.
all right, I think it is 1:45. I think this is a decent place to stop here. I think this will move us into the next large section of trouble with the NKVD and some more political trauma and trouble, as well as trying to return from being down behind enemy lines. Does that make sense to you guys?
No, I say we keep going.
Also, I definitely pulled the map out with me before we got out of the plane.
I have 2 things I need to do still.
It's good. It works, because while someone is being trying to return from being lost behind enemy lines, you can be talking to your pilot while she's getting drilled by the NKVD.
Well, I also have to write Mariana, because I have a medal now.
It's called a cliffhanger in the business.
Thanks for listening. This has been an episode of Just One More Fix. Music has been provided by Kevin MacLeod. You can find him at incompetech.com. You can support us at patreon.com/JustOneMoreFix, or follow us on Twitter at JustOneMoreFix.